Shof'tim, chapter 7. Then Yeruba'al, that is, Gid'on, and all the people with him, got up early and set up camp by Ein Herod. The camp of Midyan was north of them, by Givat Moreh, in the valley. Adonai said to Gid'on, "There are too many people with you for me to hand Midyan over to them, because I don't want Israel to be able to boast against me. We saved ourselves by our own strength. Therefore proclaim to the people, anyone who is anxious or afraid should go back home, while we stay here on Mount Gilead." 22,000 returned, but 10,000 remained. Adonai said to Gid'on, "There are still too many people. Have them come down to the water, and there I will screen them for you. If I say of anyone, 'This one is for you,' he will go with you. And if I say, 'This one is not for you,' he won't go with you." So he brought the people down to the water, and Adonai said to Gid'on, "Put to one side everyone who laps up water with his tongue the way a dog does, and put to the other side everyone who gets down on his knees to drink." 300 lapped, putting their hand to their mouth. All the rest of the men got down on their knees to drink water. Adonai said to Gid'on, "I will use the 300 men who lapped the water to save you. I will hand Midyan over to you. Let all these others go back home." So they took the provisions and the shofars of the people. Then he sent all the men of Israel away, each to his tent, but the 300 men he kept. The camp of Midyan was in the valley below him. That night Adonai said to him, "Get up and attack the camp, because I have handed it over to you. But if you are afraid to attack, go down with your servant Purah. And after you hear what they are saying, you will have the courage to attack the camp." So with his servant Purah, he went down to the outpost of the camp. Now Midyan, Amalek, and all the others from the east had settled in the valley as thick as locusts. Their camels, too, were beyond counting, like the sand on the seashore. Gid'on got there just as a man was telling a comrade about a dream he had. "I just now dreamt that a loaf of barley bread fell into the camp of Midyan, came to the tent, and struck it so hard that it overturned the tent and knocked it flat." His comrade answered, "This can only be the sword of Gid'on, son of Joash, a man of Israel. God has given Midyan and all its army into his hands." When Gid'on heard the dream and its interpretation, he fell on his knees in worship. Then he returned to the camp of Israel and said, "Get up, because Adonai has handed Midyan over to you." He divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and put in the hands of all of them shofars, and empty pitchers with torches in them. Then he said to them, "Watch me and do what I do. When I get to the edge of the camp, whatever I do, you do the same. When I and everyone with me blow the shofar, then you blow your shofars all around the whole camp and shout, 'For Adonai and for Gid'on.'" Gid'on and the 100 men with him arrived at the edge of the camp a little before midnight, just after they had changed the guard. They blew the shofars and broke in pieces the pitchers that were in their hands. All 3 companies blew the shofars, broke the pitchers, and held the torches in their left hands, keeping their right hand free for the shofars they were blowing. And they shouted, "A sword for Adonai and for Gid'on." Then, as every man stood still in place around the camp, the whole camp was thrown into panic, with everyone screaming and trying to escape. Gid'on's men blew their 300 shofars, and Adonai caused everyone in the camp to attack his comrades. And the enemy fled beyond Beit Shittah, near Zerah, as far as the border of Avel Makola by Tabat. Then men of Israel were summoned from Naftali, Asher, and both regions of Manasseh, and they pursued Midyan. Gid'on sent messengers through all the hills of Ephraim with the message, "Come down and attack Midyan, and capture the rivers before they get there. as far as Bet-Barah, and also the Yarden. So all the men of Ephraim came together, and seized the rivers as far as Bet-Barah and the Yarden. They also captured 2 chiefs of Midyan, Orev and Zeev. They put Orev to death at the rock of Orev, and Zeev at Zeev's winepress. Then, as they kept pursuing Midyan, they brought the heads of Orev and Zeev to Gid'on, who had crossed to the far side of the Yarden.